Hello everybody and welcome to the Kansas Speedway for the NASCAR Cup Series Digital Ally 400 and another race, our NASCAR Heat 5 2023 Mod Career Mode Season number 4. Stories of the race: SVG has been dominantly fast all weekend. Bubba Wallace and Brad Keselowski both failed pre-race inspections, so they'll be starting at the rear. And we are green and underway here in the Heartland in Kansas. Who is going to be getting the win here tonight? We're going to find out as we're bringing out another new paint scheme. Our number 99 Degree Chevrolet on the outside of Alex Bowman's number 48 here, starting from the 14th position as we try to work our way forwards and try to have a good run, a bounce back from that disappointing run in Texas, coming home in position number 14. As of course that's a track that we typically have struggled at here, as well as a track we struggled at before, Kansas, as we're ripping the fences right off the bat here, right up against the wall, getting a big run through 3 and 4 on the outside of Bowman. We're able to close in on William Byron and Joey Logano. To the outside we go, going 3 wide early here in this race, in this opening stage of racing, going 3 wide with Logano and Justin Haley, trying to break into the top 10 for the first time, which we will do here. And we continue to work the outside lane now of Christopher Bell and Ty Gibbs. A great run right there, making that pass, as well as going by the 12 of Blaney. And how about the 3 of Austin Hill? Had a top 5 qualifying effort today here in Kansas, but he is quickly dropping back through the field and will easily get by him into 6th place. Set our sights now on Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson again in the top 5. We are on fire, flying through the pack early in this race. Our teammate Chastain is leading. We just passed Kyle Larson to get in the top 5 and 5th place. Now we're working the outside of Daniel Suarez and Denny Hamlin, running 3rd and 4th here as we try to get a good start to this race. And indeed, we're across over the Spire driver of Daniel Suarez for 4th place. So already up 10 spots from the drop of the green flag. A great start to this race for us, up from 14th to 4th, only behind Chastain, Reddick, and Hamlin. A few laps later, though, we have been caught by C. Bell and the rest of the field here, and Bell will make his way by into 4th, and now we're starting to drop back as we did in Texas after being good on the short run there. Seems like we'll have the same situation here, down to 5th. A few laps later, we're down to 7th. Here comes Ty Gibbs going by. This would put us down to 8th place as we continue to slip down the grid. Now racing, of course, Suarez and SVG. SVG qualified back in 20th, but that speed is really showing. He's up into 7th now. As a few laps later, we continue to drop down. Now racing Suarez and Corey Heim, trying to hold on to a top 10 position. 12 to go in stage 1. Right now we're just stuck in the middle. Really nowhere we can go. We're just kind of, unfortunately, going to have to let these faster cars just go by. Just, you know, a little bit of frustration starting to set in. The speed of this car, Trackhouse Racing, not giving me the speed or the handling of these cars that I need here to go compete at these racetracks. As there goes Heim, Elliott, Bowman, Suarez, and here comes Eric Jones. And Jones going by will put us all the way down to 14th, as now we've dropped right back to where we started after driving up 10 spots. In trouble, the 36 of Zane Smith going to blow a tire here on lap 8 and goes spinning. Somehow avoids hitting anybody else. Incredible wreck avoidance there by the field, but Zane Smith goes around. No caution is out as he blows a tire, so that will put him a few laps down. And now we're going to come in for our scheduled green flag pit stop here. We're going to short pit everybody, coming a little bit early. We end up cutting off Austin Hill, who was about to pit. We forced him to miss it, but we're going to come in for 4 tires and fuel here with a couple to go in stage 1. Hopefully to come out in a better spot to maybe jump some guys in the short pit strategy to get a net gain on the pit cycle, because that's honestly all we can hope for right now, as it continues to be a struggle on these intermediate mile-and-a-half racetracks this season. But good, solid pit stop by the pit crew. We come out right now, obviously scored 38th because we were the first car of anyone to pit. Chastain now, your leader, and everybody else coming in to make their scheduled pit stops. As there goes Jimmy Johnson going by us, who has stayed out on the racetrack. He is not pitted yet. As we merge on the racetrack, the caution comes out at a worst possible time, just like in Phoenix. But luckily, we're able to get the free pass by staying out on the racetrack here. So we're back on the lead lap here in 37. So we are very, very fortunate to be back on the lead lap. And now we have to just try to salvage whatever spots we can in these last 2 laps of the stage here at Kansas, as it's just been a disastrous turnaround. Short pitting, clearly not the move there. Backfired horribly for us. Denny Hamlin now your leader. Now we're stuck behind Chris Buescher, going 3 wide with him and Chandler Smith getting real tight on that 17. On the last lap now of this opening stage of racing, I'm just trying to get in the top 30 if we're lucky. Now it looks like we will do that as we're going to cross over Chase Briscoe to take him and Chris Buescher 3 wide, get us into 29th place. Now we're going to get to the outside of Noah Gragson for position number 28, make that pass, and try to get one last spot here by Michael McDowell for 27th, which we will, as Denny Hamlin wins stage 1 here in Kansas. SVG, an incredible drive through the field, ends up second. Then Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, and William Byron your top 5. Alex Bowman, Kyle Larson, Daniel Suarez, Eric Jones, and Cole Custer get some stage points to round out the top 10. But Denny Hamlin gets a stage 1 win, but look out for Shane Van Gisbergen, by far the best Cup Series oval race of his career, in contention for the victory. So now we pitted again on this restart just to try to get whatever tire or fuel advantage we could. So we're back here in 37th. We have to drive through the pack once again, this time going by Stenhouse and 7-time champ Jimmy Johnson. Now trying to work by the 54 of Ty Gibbs as well. And then the 2 of Chase Briscoe and his Freightliner 4 will go by him. Flying on the outside lane by Keselowski, Noah Gragson. Now the 18 is Chandler Smith. Now Buescher, Blaney, McDowell 3 wide. Or just down the outside of Christian Eckes. And just like that, within a lap and 2 turns, we're back in the top 25. And working on the outside of Austin Hill, who once was in the top 10 where he started this race, but slipped all the way back to 24th. Now we're going by Hill's teammate of Kyle Busch, the 2-time Cup Series champion as well. Rowdy struggling to start this season as he did in season number 3, doing it once again here in season number 4. But we will clear him and Austin Hill and start working on the outside of the Junior Motorsports Chevy of Sam Mayer, that number 88 10X Health Chevrolet. So then we get to the outside of Mayer here for 22nd and try to close in on AJ Allmendinger and Connor Zilisch just down the road, running 20th and 21st respectively. So into 3 and 4, we'll get to the outside of the rookie of Connor Zilisch, making only his 4th or 5th start of the season. And we will get around him here in that 33 and now set our sights on AJ Allmendinger, who will stick to the outside of here down this front straightaway, and get to the outside of the 00 of Cole Custer for 19th as we continue to push our way forwards here through the pack here at Kansas. Now looking to take position number 19, right about midfield, which is right about where we've been running for most of this race after slipping back from that great start when we drove all the way up to 4th. Now field up there, we're trying to catch Justin Haley and Todd Gilliland for 17th and 18th, as well as Carson Hocevar coming back to us here starting in 16th position. So now we'll go by Justin Haley, go into 18th place, get by the outside of Todd Gilliland here and be alongside him for 17th as Hocevar nearly blocked us right there, but he'll stay low and we'll keep running this outside lane, which we've pretty much committed to for the rest of this race. As SVG, by the way, is now leading this race in the 97, leading his most oval laps in a race in his career. Could this be the day SVG goes out and gets his first ever oval win in the Cup Series? That would be a huge moment as we go by Carson Hocevar for 17th. A few laps later, we're 15th, 2 guys pitted, and now we're going to be staying out on the racetrack an extra lap as most of your leaders, except William Byron, decide to come down pit road. As remember, I did pit there at the end of the stage, so I had a bit more extra fuel and tires. So now the ensuing lap I will come down, so it's not like we're short pitting and get trapped a lap down like we did last time. So it's going to be right sides and fuel, so only 2 tires on this pit call. I'm doing an aggressive strategy call here, hoping we might be able to steal some stage points here at the end of stage 2 and just get something to walk away with here tonight in Kansas. So quick 8-second pit stop. Great job by the pit crew for 2 tires and fuel. We come out currently scored as your leader, but as we merge onto the racetrack here, you're going to see Shane Van Gisbergen is going to come in at Mach 5 here, flying in, crossing us over, almost running into us. SVG gets in the lead and is looking like he's well on his way to his first career oval stage win. As now I try to hold back Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin behind us here. So at this point, my goal for the rest of the stage is just survive and just do not fall out of the top 10. That is the end goal. Now we're banging doors with Denny Hamlin as we kept sliding up the racetrack, losing grip with 2 old tires on the car compared to 2 fresh tires. Finally on stage 2, Chase is pushing me right alongside Denny Hamlin. We had a good side draft, so we just throw it in turn 1 and 2. I'm trying to get out of their way, but the car just completely keeps sliding up and in them because we have no grip on the left side tires. So Hamlin goes by to 2nd, Elliott to 3rd. We slip down to 4th. Now the ensuing lap, our good buddy and teammate Ross Chastain will get to our outside lane, and we will easily let Ross by here. He's our teammate. I don't want to give him much of a fight. We let Ross go by into 4th. Now for 5th place on the next lap, Bubba Wallace going to go by on the inside for 5th. We'll slip down to 6th. I'm just, like I said, I'm just trying to survive, make it the distance. Now later that lap, here comes Christopher Bell on our inside. He'll drive by into 6th. Now we drop down to 7th. SVG still leading, 2 to go in stage 1. Now last lap of the stage, I am trying to hold on to my stage points. We are 7th. Joey Logano is right on our ass right now, shoving us through the entire straightaway and corners. Bowman right there as well in 9th, and Bowman goes to the inside, the 48, trying to get a couple points here going by Logano and I. That'd be an extra 2 points for him, and of course he needs those points being in one of those wild card positions, being right below the cut line. He needs to get some points today. So Bowman does go by into 7th. It looks like we are going to hang on to get 8th here as Shane Van Gisbergen gets his first oval stage win, winning stage 2 here in Kansas. Denny Hamlin comes home 2nd. Chase Elliott 3rd. Ross Chastain and Christopher Bell the top 5. Then Bubba Wallace, Bowman, myself, Joey Logano, and Eric Jones the top 10. So stage points for us here. We do salvage 3 points, so we'll take it. Strategy call worked out for us just the way we drew it up. And now on to the 3rd and final stage of racing. 24 laps to go here at Kansas Speedway. One of the best tracks in the Cup Series right now, in my opinion, here in the year 2025. And now here in NASCAR Heat 5, obviously not as good as in real life. We're struggling a little bit here, but we're on the outside of Joey Logano for 8th. Still racing him, Bubba Wallace and Bowman. We clipped the wall there in 3 and 4, getting a little bit too aggressive, trying to get to that right up against the wall, that Larson line. You know, we're trying to run there. Now we're going to go 3 wide. Bubba Wallace and Logano. Bowman throws a huge block on us, preventing me from making any kind of move right there. And now I'm kind of stuck 3 wide with Bubba and Joey here. No real place to go right now, so we're stuck in the middle. We're going to slip down to 9th place. Now Bubba's teammate Tyler Reddick, the 2011 Toyotas, applying pressure on us. Reddick running 10th right now, trying to go by and get himself in a good spot here to get some good points today, to get redemption for that heartbreaking tire failure with just 4 laps to go in Texas when he was well on his way to victory. Trying to turn that around today as we do battle with him for 8th place now as Bubba Wallace gets cleared and checks up behind us. SVG still leading, driving away with this race right now. What a run he is having. But back here, we are just still fighting it out. Reddick going to get around us here. We'll drop down to 9th. Few laps later, we get a run on Joey Logano. Swing to the inside of the 22 for 8th. 21 laps remaining now. Be a good enough run to clear Joey into turn 1 and 2 here. So he's continue to run our line. The Logano going to get up, give us a little shot here. We have to lift out of the throttle, almost hitting the wall. And now Bubba Wallace takes advantage of that mistake. And Bubba Wallace will drive his way up into 8th place, and we will slip down to 9th here. Joey Logano and I can't seem to get away from each other. He's been pushing me this whole entire race, damn near putting me in the wall. I mean, I'm still a little frustrated at Joey for what happened at Texas last time out, and now we're almost going to throw it in. Absolute slide job on Logano, trying to get to 10th. We completely missed. By the way, Corey Heim's gone by us in the 9th, so 2311 Racing got 3 cars of theirs in the top 9, doing a tremendous job tonight. And now William Byron going to give us a push here. 18 to go. Now Byron takes us 3 wide, so I'm just going to send it into turn 1 and 2 here on the outside. Give Joey Logano no room at all. We continue to door slam, maybe a little bit of a rivalry beginning to brew here between the 22 of Logano and myself. And in the 3 and 4 here, we are sort of saying, I'm still not giving Joey any run. Completely taking his line, putting him in the wall. A little bit of payback for last week, maybe. And now into turn 3 and 4, Logano returns the favor a few laps later. And this rivalry certainly not going anywhere anytime soon. A few laps later, we've slipped all the way down to 15th place. And now we're going to try one last time this race to short pit the field and get the positive strategy call. But this is our only choice because we would have blown our right front tires. We're nearly wrecking coming to pit entry. Going to be 4 tires and fuel. Hopefully the short pit works, get us a few extra spots to end this race and salvage whatever points we can here tonight. And it has been a struggle. This will be a streak of back-to-back races, likely without a top 10 finish. Not what we wanted to see. We'll see what happens here. 15-9, a little slow on the pit stop by the pit crew, so slightly disappointed. You know, not ideally what we want right now, but we're still fighting here in this 99. Here on the inside lane here at Kansas, SVG still leading. Now he'll come in for his scheduled pit stop, leaving Christopher Bell as we merge onto the racetrack right now, scored in position 37. The ensuing lap on pit road, we'll pass a couple of guys here on exit. That should move us up to position number 31. 30th, that is. Now we're up to 30th. Now down the backstretch, we're going to pass Austin Hill for 29th. Justin Haley is your leader this time, but he's out of gas, so he's coming into pit road this time. And now we should be able to unlap ourselves and get back in the game, unless the caution comes out again. Because AJ Allmendinger blows an engine going into turn 1. That causes a caution with 10 to go, and now we have to take the free pass, which means you have to start at the back of the line on this restart with just 6 laps to go and try to salvage whatever positions we can. And once again, we have been screwed by inches here on a strategy call this season. Late in the race in Phoenix, it happened to us, and we never got back on the lead lap. It ended up finishing in 32nd. Here, luckily, we're able to get the free pass, get back on the lead lap, and get after it, start making some passes. But nonetheless, a disastrous timing, and now that completely changes this race. But now Christopher Bell is your leader with 5 laps to go. SVG has been shuffled back to right about 10th or 12th place. And if he wants to win this race, he's got his work cut out for him. I mean, this would be heartbreaking for SVG to lose this race, but this has been by far his best oval race of his career, and he looked like he was well on his way to the win. As we're still here in 28th, catching up to William Byron and Austin Cindric. Our next 2 passes right up in front of us now. As we can start passing guys that mean something for position, and we will. We'll take Byron and Cindric 3 wide, start working on Tyler Reddick, Austin Hill, and Christian Eckes as we break into the top 25 now here in Kansas. Now set our sights on Michael McDowell and Justin Haley right up ahead down the road, running 22nd and 23rd. But William Byron now gets around the 24, giving us a bit of a problem here. So now we'll go 3 wide with Byron and Michael McDowell. Like I said, just trying to salvage. I think we're going to have to fight to even get a top 20 out of this here as we come to 3 laps to go this time by. And we are fighting William Byron for 23rd, but we will both pass Noah Gregson with ease here into turn 1. So Byron up into 22nd. We're into 23rd. Setting our sights on the 60 RFK4 to Justin Haley, who was leading at the time of caution. So obviously it didn't work out for him really either. So now we'll pass him for 22nd. Carson Hocevar right here in front of us. Cole Custer as well. White flag, final lap. Presented by Credit One Bank here in Kansas for Christopher Bell. About to get his 2nd win of the season. Same thing Kyle Larson did a week ago, where he got his 2nd win of the season on a late race restart. And now we continue to work the outside lane of Carson Hocevar here for 21st place. Tough pass here. We'll be alongside him down the backstretch. One last corner now for Christopher Bell before he hits victory. Heartbreak for SVG. Not going to be able to get it done. As down the front straightaway, Christopher Bell wins it in Kansas. His 2nd win of the season. Disappointment for SVG, and we end up salvaging the best finish we can get here as we come out of turn 4 of the big run, which is going to be at least 21st. We try to get a draft on Cole Custer at the line, just short. And we will finish 21st tonight in Kansas. A disappointing finish. Once again, thanks to strategy screwing us over late in the race. Now here are your final race results. Of course, Bell the winner. Chase Elliott, Bubba Wallace get a good podium run. Kyle Busch, what an effort to get a top 5 finish from the lad. Great run from Rowdy. Daniel Suarez, a season's best 5th place finish. Ty Gibbs, Alex Bowman in the top 10. SVG, heartbroken in 8th. He did have that winning car, but it just did not come together for him tonight, and he will finish 8th. Still his best oval run of his career. Todd Gilliland salvages a 9th, and Keselowski gets a top 10. How about Ryan Preece in 12th? Of course, we end up 21st. And then at the bottom of the grid there, Johnson, Nemechek, and Zane Smith all having their respective issues. And now the updated Cup Series standings. Your top 10 drivers, we still have a comfortable points lead of 157 over Denny Hamlin. He, Larson, Elliott, Bell, Byron, Ty Gibbs, and even SVG now are all looking pretty comfortable on points with nearly full race cushions for each of them. Joey Logano, Alex Bowman hold the last 2 spots on points with plus 19 and plus 14. Then Bubba Wallace and Brad Keselowski hold the 2 wild card spots currently, with Ross Chastain and Chris Buescher on the outside looking in. So there's your Cup Series chase grid after 12 races. After next episode, we will be halfway through the season. And as we end this episode, after the big win by Christopher Bell, I want to give a shout out to my channel members. So thank you very much to Brenda Breen and Jeremy Isley. I really appreciate your guys' support. It means a lot to me, helps this channel continue to grow and do wonderful things as we continue to push for 1,000 subscribers. We get closer every day, currently sitting at 898 subscribers. So those of you that are watching and are not subscribed, please do subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It would really help me out and help this channel grow to 1,000 subs. And then if you want to become a channel member, link is in the description down below. So until the next episode, I hope you all have a good one.